right, guys, I am here to talk to you about a big one. I talked to a lot of drivers. I actually just spoke to a driver in Smashburger, very nice guy yesterday. Hicksville, if you're watching. Really cool guy. He can only talk to me for a second because he just got his delivery and doesn't waste any time, and I really, really respect that. I do the same thing. My delivery wasn't out yet, but I totally get it. So, I want to talk about how to stay out of the hood. Now, for many reasons, I'm not going to go further into that. If you're a driver, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, okay? There are more desirable areas to be in, and there are less desirable areas to be in, okay? And I also want to point out, I have no problem being in the hood. I have a problem working in the hood, doing deliveries in the hood. When I say in the hood, you guys know what I mean. I'm from Queens. I've grown up in plenty of parts of Queens. More desirable, less desirable, and I know the difference. I know the clientele, I know the orders, and I know the way the money is going to break down, okay? I've grown up many years in not the best parts of Brooklyn. I've lived in Cypress Hills, New York. I've lived in lots of different places. I've lived on Myrtle Ave and Ridgewood. I've lived in lots of different places. I've also lived in really high-end places. I've lived in Long Beach. I live in Levittown. I live all places in Long Island. All right, so it breaks down like this. How do I stay out of the hood? This is how I do it. Number one, always put a 30-minute relocation break. It's a relocation break. It doesn't mean get food. It doesn't mean get gas. Find better times to do that. It's a relocation break if you get pulled in the wrong area. For me personally, when I start getting pulled into dense areas, I prefer not to do that. It usually then pushes you into really dense lower end areas. You find there's a lot of zero tips, and there's a lot of issues with the customers claiming they didn't receive food and things like that, which could really negatively impact the drivers tremendously. So if you're gonna work, like for example, I'll put like a 12 to 2, you know, and I'll start as far away in the most suburban area as I possibly can, usually. I'll start like, I'm in Long Island North region. I live in like the Levittown, Hicksville area. So by the time my shift starts at 2 o'clock, I'm all the way out in Syosset. It takes them about 2 hours to drag me further and further west to those areas. But by the time they get me over there, I shut it off, use my relocation break, I jump back out here. Now I find that I do that so much, they must see that I don't like those areas, and they simply keep me out of there. I mean, if I'm around there, by distance, I will get deliveries pushed over there, but I keep myself so far away, and I give myself a 30-minute break in between blocks, so that if I do, I can get out of there, okay? That's how I do it for the most part. A lot of this is by distance, and I make sure that my distance is very, very, very far from where I don't want to be. So remember, guys, stay out of the hood if you don't want to be there, and put a relocation break, a 30-minute break in between your blocks. Gives you time to go to the bathroom, gives you time to get gas, get a quick bite to eat, grab a coffee, you know, or just rest for a few minutes. If you're in the areas that you want to be in, if you're like in Plainview, for me, Plainview, Syosset, Woodbury, Farmingdale, I much prefer to be at Bethpage. I like to be around those areas. Levittown is good, but it pushes too far that way. I'm okay doing Levittown if it's towards the end of my block. Anyway, I'm trying to keep this under 5 minutes. That's how I stay out of the hood. I hope I helped you guys. Be safe. Stay out the hood. If you don't want to be in the hood, stay in the wealthy suburban areas near the very good restaurants. And I'm going to start naming the restaurants and the hot spots in my future videos. I don't have enough subscribers. I don't have enough likes and follows and all that. When I start getting more, I'll start giving you my real tricks. But for now, use that one, see how you do, and stay safe out there. Make money.